Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave the country.
Do I have a dating site for you then?
A dating site?
I'm very confused. Normally, whenever somebody says that they're going to leave the country, they probably would ask why.
Well, we know why.
Unfortunately, we also live in America, so...
I'm trying to ban my TikTok. I get it. I get there's legitimate safety concerns and everything like that. And I'm also...
No, there's not any more safety concerns than any other form of social media.
Exactly. So, unless Facebook and all of the other places...
But Amanda, you're forgetting, those are the American billionaires. They would do nothing unsavory with our information.
That's such bullshit. It hurts. It hurts so much. And you know, and I'm not super upset with TikTok, but I'm a little upset with TikTok because they're like, oh, thanks Trump for like saving. Trump didn't do shit.
The CEO
He extended the deadline.
The CEO of TikTok is a VIP guest of the inauguration.
I could care less.
That's why they did it.
I get why they did it, but I'm also not going to say thank you to really any politician about this, because the whole reason that this was even, didn't it get bipartisan support? So the Democrats and the Republicans screwed us over. It wasn't just one-sided.
Yeah, it was a bipartisan support and a per curiam opinion.
I don't know what that means.
That means that all of the judges agreed. All of the justices agreed on the Supreme Court. They got a 9-0 fucking clean sweep.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I'm not going to say thank you to anybody. In fact, I'm going to say, Jesus, let's get our shit together. We just did a whole thing and then reversed the whole thing.
Well, the law still exists.
Do you know how much time that fucking took out of everybody's lives? Do you know how many people's livelihoods were, like, almost shattered? There's only one algorithm like TikTok, unfortunately. And it's TikTok's.
Yeah, there's the issue is that the law, though, still exists.
Yeah, I know it still exists. What
TikTok
really
hasn't been saved yet.
No, it hasn't been saved. It's just been extended to possibly be saved. And I swear to God, if Facebook buys it, Zuckerberg's...
If Facebook buys it, you will see an exodus from an app or a social media platform that you haven't seen since Elon purchased Twitter.
Why?
If Elon Musk or Zuckerberg purchased TikTok, I am definitely 120% going to Red Note.
Why? Because Facebook owns Instagram, which has Instagram Reels. Have you tried using Instagram Reels? It is the most unusable piece of shit on the face of the planet.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
TikTok,
awful.
When you hit a video and it pauses the video, no. It just stops the audio on Reels. What?
What?
Yeah, so you can't pause a video on Instagram Reels. If you hit the video, it just turns off the audio.
I'm so confused. Why? That sounds awful.
Because
Zuckerberg sucks.
Mark Zuckerberg has designed everything to be the most unusable piece of shit in the history.
Yeah,
I am a social media manager. I have to sit there and watch Reels and look at trends and deal with that shit day in, day out. It's horrible.
What? So many of our family uses Facebook. How can that be simple for them?
It's not, because they come in to little stores, little Hallmarks, and then ask the poor person working there, aka me, and back in 2020, can you fix my Facebook?
I've never seen that in person. I've never seen that happen.
That happened to me once a day when I worked in retail.
Frankie, did you work in retail at all?
I worked in retail.
Did that ever happen to you?
I'm honest, I don't remember. I try to forget what happened when I worked retail.
That's very fair. So this should go live before TikTok's extra 90 days are up. So now is a good time to call, like, your local Congress people and demand they save TikTok.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, come on, Hannah. Do you have an extra $1 million lying around? Then you can do
No, but
anything.
I can offer TikTok $1 if they want to sell it to me. I promise to keep everything exactly the same.
It's a good offer.
It's a great offer. TikTok, I'm not Elon Musk or Zuckerberg. I'll give you $1.
I have a headache. So, I would like to move, preferably before tomorrow as well. Although I don't think that's gonna happen. The other thing that I was thinking about today, and I was having this thought while I was showering, I realized how easy it is for women to turn on guys, but how hard it is for guys to turn on women.
Explain.
Think about it. Right?
Yeah, Hannah, just think about it.
No, you didn't let me say anything afterwards, Frankie. You just
I know.
You just fucking fuck. Guys are so easy to turn on. So easy. I've turned guys on just holding their hand.
I did not think you meant this in a sexual way. I thought you meant this in a turn on, now I'm going to, like, beat you up kind of way.
I'm sorry.
What?
Do you think Amanda is a professional wrestler who's just betraying people left and right? Is that what you meant? Like a betrayal?
A betrayal.
Like a Benedict Arnold over
like,
here?
I thought it was, you meant girl A goes to her friends and she's like, Chad over here sucks. And then you all just start talking shit. And I was like, that's what I thought you meant. I didn't think you meant in a sexual way.
I would have said talking shit, Hannah. Now I'm concerned for you more than I'm concerned for me.
Hannah's always on the lookout for betrayal.
Jesus Christ. No, I'm not going around making people upset. I don't know what you're doing in your day, but
keep in mind, I'm a jaded bitch.
Regardless, it is so easy to turn guys on, but it is so difficult for guys to turn women on. They suck at it. Admit it, the only guy here.
I'm not tried much, to be fair.
He admits it.
I don't know if that was admission. That was him being like, well, maybe if I put some effort into it, you'd be wrong. But I haven't, so I don't know.
I've not really thought about it.
It's so easy. Also, sexting. I gotta get this out here. What the fuck, guys? Guys are so into sexting. Do you know what girls are doing when we sex people?
Do not spoil the secret. Don't spoil the secret.
Spoiling the secret. We're like eating cookies. We're like painting our nails. We are so not turned on by it.
You didn't spoil the secret.
What was the secret?
That we take pictures of our leg bent and pretend it's our boobs.
I've never done that.
Oh.
I've never done that. So that was a secret for me too. Guys are so horny. I don't understand. Like, I only get turned on very, very subtly. And it's like, it comes in waves. And it's not anything like significant. Like, it could just be like, I don't know, a guy being a good dad. And I'm like, we're so complex. And then guys, you could just like hold their hand and they're like coming in their pants. It's ridiculous. Guys, you need to up your game. Be less easy to turn on.
Alright, well, with all of that being said, and thank you for your shower thoughts, Amanda.
You're welcome. You're welcome. These are what happens.
With all of this being said then, let's talk about a real man, Hannah.
No. I'm upset with you, Hannah. You told me that we would talk about the Mongolian deathworm before the year was up, and you lied to me.
Year's not up.
Yeah, I have till like October.
Everybody already knows about Mothman.
Yes, but I think tonight we need some levity from whatever the fuck is happening.
Yeah, and we would get that from the Mongolian deathworm.
No, it wouldn't. Death is in the name.
You're gonna be dead in a second, Frankie.
Welcome back to Cryptid Corner, everyone. Tonight we're talking the man, the myth, the legend. We're talking Mothman.
Wow, he's a guy that looks like a moth.
He's not a guy that looks like a moth. That's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that looks like a moth.
You want me to describe this man?
Not a man.
You just said he was. You just said he was a guy that looked like a moth. That would be a man that looks like a moth, but he's not.
Fucking stupid.
You're stupid.
I am.
At least she admits it.
One, you stole my thing. You stole the thing where I say, you're so-and-so of a thing. You stole that. That's very unoriginal.
Where did you take that from, Amanda?
I have no idea.
Did you
We all know where you took it from.
copyright that joke?
No, I didn't.
I know where you took it from.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Supernatural.
Did I really?
Dean
Oh my
does it
god,
all the
she
fucking
did.
time. Dean does it constantly on that show.
He also talks about pie a lot.
Mothman is between 6 and 7 feet tall. He has a 10-foot wingspan. The book talk girlies have entered the chat. Mm-hmm. He's covered in dark gray fur, and he has large red eyes that glow. Mothman is America's national cryptid. This isn't official, but if you vote me in as president, I can promise you 2 things. TikTok's not banned, and Mothman is the official bird.
Bird?
He is both the national bird and the national cryptid.
We don't even know if he's real. You can't just make something.
Hey, you know what Scotland's national animal is?
Is it Nessie?
It's the unicorn.
Oh.
Those aren't real either. But guess what? Scotland said, who gives a shit?
You know what? Touche, Scotland.
We got the fucking national bird being the fucking eagle.
We don't have it. No, the bald eagle is not the national bird.
No.
I don't know what is officially, but it's not a bald eagle.
Were you surprised by that, Frankie?
It is the bald eagle. What do you mean?
I don't believe it is.
It's not. It's not official.
Double check this. Frankie, look this up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Please do. Please fact check.
I'm pretty sure we're correct, Amanda.
You know what? I thought we were correct, but now I'm doubting myself.
It doesn't have an official designation.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have a national mammal, though.
What?
The bison.
No.
We also have a national tree and a national flower.
Which is?
The oak tree and the rose.
Both suck.
We kind of picked some boring things.
We could choose like a mythical bird for the national bird.
Pine trees are way better. If a pine tree falls on your house, you're fucked. An oak falls on your house, a little bit of damage.
Oh, wait a second. I have an article here from December 25th, 2024 from CBS News. The bald eagle is officially America's bird. On Christmas Eve, President Biden signed the legislation declaring the bald eagle the official national bird.
And why roses? Roses smell. And they don't smell good. Have you ever smelled rose perfume? That shit sucks.
Anyway, back to the what should be our official bird.
Our national cryptid appeared for the first time on November 15th, 1966 in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It was late at night. 2 couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Mallett, were having a little double date. The 4 were driving on State Route 62 near an abandoned National Guard armory building and power plant.
As one does.
This is in West Virginia. There's not much to do there.
Okay.
Not wrong.
I don't know. I haven't been to West Virginia.
There's not much to do.
Actually, you know what? I did date Talk for a little bit, and he lived in West Virginia. And you know what? We saw some rocks.
Did you see Mothman?
Here. I'm going to be honest. We have rocks here, too.
We do have rocks here. What? What did you say?
I asked if you saw Mothman.
No.
That's sad.
I mean, sure.
I'm sad about it.
I get so sad. I'm broken up, can't you tell?
But you saw rocks.
Were they cool rocks?
I mean, they're very pretty. I think I have a picture somewhere in my phone of the rocks. Like, there was a waterfall near the rocks, but...
We have those, too. I'm going to be honest with you. West Virginia sounds like it's got nothing going.
Yeah, I've said nothing.
All right. So we're on a double date at the power plant.
At this abandoned power plant from World War II, when right in front of the car, shining in the headlights, was a large, tall, menacing figure with bright, giant, glowing red eyes. It's a boy. It's Mothman. Roger Scarberry. He's sitting in the passenger seat, or not the passenger seat, the driver's seat. When he sees Mothman, he floors it. He's driving.
You don't drive. Do you know the difference
Between the passenger seat and the driver's seat?
I'm just making sure.
Well, I like sitting in the passenger seat because I don't have to drive then.
Yeah, if Hannah's sitting in the driver's seat, something went wrong.
Something went wrong.
Actually, if Anna's sitting in the driver's seat, then I'm probably taking someone to the hospital and doing a great job at it, unironically.
Wait, do you know which pedal is the brake and which one is the gas?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just checking.
I'm not taking you to the hospital ever now, since you're judging me.
I'm not judging.
Yes, you are.
I also don't drive.
Just testing.
Yeah, I am. I'm just testing your knowledge. I'm making sure you're the smart one still.
Back to 1966. Roger floors it out of the area. The rest of the people in the car are screaming. Everyone's freaking out. I'm assuming the consensus is we need to get the fuck out of here. We need to get back to town. But Mothman follows. He begins running. Apparently, he's a very clumsy runner, as the two couples would later report.
Well, that's
Then,
just picking on him.
Yeah, they didn't have to dunk on him like that.
well, they did.
He's not a very good runner. No.
He's a really great flyer.
I think they're just trying to, impress people. I beat him in a foot race, though. Yeah.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yeah, the girls were, really attractive. He's got a nice butt. So
He has a 10-foot wingspan.
The girls were pretty attracted to him, and they were like, yeah, but he can't beat us in a race.
I just want to put this out there. A very nice butt is all fine and dandy. But if somebody's face isn't on par or at least semi-attractive to their, posterior, it's a no-go. And I've seen the statue's face. He's not a pretty man.
You don't know what these girls are attracted to.
Yeah. If Hannah comes in here and tells me that these girls were, so aroused.
I didn't say that.
I believe you. Or if they were like, oh yeah, he looked really nice. Even that, I'll take it. But I guarantee you, they're like, no, he was terrifying.
Well, they screamed and drove out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah, so what can we assume about that? That's like if somebody saw Bubba from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
With or without the chainsaw?
I would say without. If I saw him without the chainsaw, I would run. If I saw him with the chainsaw, I would still run,
but at least I would have a better chance of escape.
Either way, I'm running.
So Mothman is not a great runner, but he then rose like a helicopter and began expertly gliding and keeping time with the car even as it reached 100 miles per hour.
Do you think when he rose like a helicopter, he made the noise?
I hope so.
I can't make a helicopter noise, but
no, that was good. That was good. Keep that.
Try it again. Do it again.
I'm not doing it again.
As the four reached the outskirts of town, Mothman disappears. The four, still driving like mad, go to the police station to report what just occurred. It's 2 a.m. The police, of course, don't believe them. They think the Scarberries and Mallets are having a drug trip and or are pulling their legs.
It is the 60s.
Yeah. I would assume weed.
I would assume some acid.
I was gonna say acid. I've partaken in some weed in my day, and I've never seen anything weird while intoxicated with weed. Now, sleepwalking me has, but sleepwalking me is also strange. I would also agree with Frankie and say it's acid.
Doesn't matter what the police think these people are on. They pull every person into a different room and have them break down exactly what they witnessed. Hours later, there are 4 handwritten eyewitness reports that were near identical, and the police go out to inspect the area where Mothman was seen.
Just as a, just something I just want to point out. If this is all a ruse, and they have near identical things, they really got their story straight. Like, they were planning this meticulously.
That's what made the police believe them. The Point Pleasant Register, the town's local newspaper, publishes a front-page story in their next edition, which published the morning after the initial Mothman sighting. Couple sees man-sized bird, creature, something, exclaimed the newspaper. And now, as someone who almost went into the field of journalism, I have to say that's quite the title. I don't think I could have come up with anything better.
Ah, don't sell yourself short, Hannah. I'm also sure you couldn't.
I'm gonna mute you.
That was really good. Sorry, no, I think you would have. You're very creative. But I couldn't miss that opportunity. That was good. Frankie, come on. Really, Frankie?
Frankie's on my side.
I'm just waiting for the story to continue.
Also included in this article was a drawing of the creature done by one of the eyewitnesses. Now, Frankie, Amanda, do you two want to guess what happens next?
The picture goes in the paper.
I said it was published.
Yeah, the picture goes in the paper, and then someone goes in and says, "Hey, that's my son." That's it.
There's more sightings.
Great drawing of my kid.
You're both incorrect. An angry mob forms, and people go into the woods at night and hunt for the Mothman.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Just no thought at all about, like, hey, maybe not doing this.
No, they take their pew-pews and go into the woods.
It's Satan. This is during the Satanic Panic, right? It's the 60s. It's Satan.
It's close enough.
It's close enough to Satan. Red eyes.
He didn't even do anything to anybody. They're just like, all right, kill him.
I know. I kind of feel bad for him.
In the days after the initial sighting, there were at least 8 more reports of people seeing the creature. And as the months went on, the number of reports grew. All over Point Pleasant, people began reporting strange happenings ranging from pet dogs being stolen to something lurking outside of homes and chasing cars.
As somebody who would steal a dog, sorry, I'm not somebody who would steal a dog, but I'm sure, how do I want to phrase this? I'm sure for the people who were out there stealing dogs, this was like fucking, this is great.
Oh, this is their favorite day. This was their favorite day.
Yeah, they were like, oh man, somebody else can take the blame, and it's not like a person that like they could easily find.
Why do you have all these dogs in your yard? I don't know. Mothman must have put them there.
Yeah, exactly. Why do they smell like old people? Mothman.
Apparently, the day before Mothman was first seen in Point Pleasant, a man in Salem, West Virginia, watched his dog, a German Shepherd who was named Bandit, run off into the woods after 2 red circles. Now, I am Mothman's lawyer, and my client is not guilty. Mothman is friend and would never steal or injure an animal. Bandit chose Mothman. This is just a case of the dog distribution system at work.
Also, we technically, we don't know, like, in Mothman law, right, what is Mothman's property. So that dog could have gone on Mothman's property.
I mean, if you enter someone's property that is illegal, however, that does not give them the right to keep you.
Well, if the dog just didn't want to leave.
Then, yeah, that's what Hannah said, though. The dog chose Mothman.
The dog distribution system is at work.
I'm not listening to Hannah.
I'm listening to you, Hannah. Did
you have extra Sassios at dinner or something?
I'm just a bitch. I don't know.
This is highly upsetting, by the way, Amanda. After Hannah, all Hannah said was you just had to bring your sparkling, your amazing personality. Sorry, and this is what you bring.
This is my amazing personality.
You had to do no homework tonight. I never give you homework for the podcast.
That's not true. You have given me homework before.
And you didn't do it.
Yeah, the one time Hannah gave you homework, you didn't do it.
Well, I was on vacation.
The next big sighting of Mothman came in December of 1967 when the Silver Bridge collapsed. In the days leading up to and the early morning hours of December 15th, tons of people began calling in sightings of a flying creature around Silver Bridge. Most of these reports sent to the police were mainly along the lines of, yeah, I think Mothman is circling the bridge. Can you look into that?
Uh-huh. So, do they think that Mothman destroyed the bridge?
That is a theory.
Why? Why? Why?
We'll get to that in just a minute. Let me continue on with the Silver Bridge collapse.
Alright.
Because it, obviously, as I said, did collapse, and it happened during rush hour traffic, and 46 people sadly lost their lives. An investigation...
Oh my god! I'm sorry, when you said Silver Bridge, I wasn't thinking of, like, a big bridge. I was thinking about, like, you know, the bridge that we go over for, like, Old Bedford Village? Like that type of bridge?
No, this was an active bridge used every day by lots of people.
Oh, well that makes things even sadder. Here I was just thinking it was like the Goatman Bridge.
Obviously, an investigation into the collapse was conducted, and it was found that a failure of a single eye bar in one of the bridge's suspension chains was the cause of the collapse. But because Mothman was sighted at the bridge, people began to wonder if he had been the true cause. Or was Mothman warning us of impending tragedy?
He did a bad job if he was warning us.
Can Mothman speak, or does he sound like a moth and he goes, me, 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 me?
He kind of screeches.
I mean,
And I
if
don't
somebody
think he speaks English. We have no reports of that.
well, if somebody just came up to me and started screaming, I think I'd be a little taken aback. Frankie, I'm sure you would be taken aback too, unless that person coming up to you screaming was me.
I'd still be taken aback. Why are you coming up to me screaming? What's this about?
I don't know, it'd just be really funny to see what your reaction would be.
It wouldn't be funny. Don't do this.
Now I kind of want to.
I'm telling you now. Do not do this.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it when you least expect it.
I'm telling you.
We're gonna be 80 in a nursing home, and I'm gonna give you a heart attack.
I'll have you tried. I'll have you tried for murder then.
I didn't say you're gonna die from the heart attack.
Assault.
I'm Frankie's lawyer.
Hannah, come on. We're gonna get so little pleasure in a nursing home.
We'll be doing the show. What do you mean?
Give me this one thing. Just let me ruffle Frankie's feathers while we're in the nursing home.
Don't
Please.
ruffle my feathers.
Please, and I'll be nice the rest of this episode.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I'm not, Frankie, I've been told I'm not your lawyer anymore.
Right, but Amanda, you better be nice or that deal goes away.
I'll be nice.
All right.
I'll be super nice. It'll be amazing how nice I am.
I want to hear that amazing personality.
Aw, you really think so?
Because of the Silver Bridge collapse, Mothman is sometimes called the Harbinger of Doom.
Well, that's so mean. We don't need to be mean to Mothman. Mothman's he's a gem. He's a little gem.
Warning us. He is warning us that things are about to go down.
Yeah, he's like the fire alarm.
Exactly.
Maybe he even sounds like a fire alarm a little bit.
I think he screeches, so maybe.
Very, very close.
So Mothman was sighted, obviously, before the Silver Bridge collapse. He also was sighted before the Chernobyl disaster.
Like in Russia?
Yeah.
They saw him in Chernobyl?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he flew far to make that warning.
Hey, do you think he was here in Pittsburgh when the bridge collapsed?
No.
Are you sure? Because nobody died.
So it wasn't a disaster.
He also appeared in Japan before the 2011 tsunami. He was seen in Moscow in 1999 before a Russian apartment building was bombed. He was also seen in Salem, West Virginia, once again prior to a string of child disappearances. And I've also heard he was seen in New York City before 9/11.
You think he like gets a letter in the mail that's like, hey, this is coming. You gotta fly out to Chernobyl tonight, buddy.
No,
Yeah, I think
I think it's more of an intuition thing with his little antennas. We don't have antennas.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we don't have antennas, so we wouldn't know. But he can just, especially because his are so big, he can just feel everything.
I was going to say a Bigfoot mail carrier comes and gives him a letter every once in a while.
Who's his boss?
God.
God.
I
God does work in mysterious ways, it is said.
What's more mysterious than Mothman?
I'm trying to think of other people who could also be his boss.
Mother Nature?
I was thinking Mother Nature, like maybe Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is very good at efficient deliveries.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Maybe a heat miser, snow miser. But they also work underneath Mother Nature.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Mother Nature is the boss.
As for the harbinger of doom theory, you can thank author John Keel and his book The Mothman Prophecy for this theory.
Hannah, do you want me to thank him or do you not want me to thank him?
It's up to you.
Thank you for putting your writings out there, but I think it's very upsetting that you're framing this all on Mothman as if he's a bad guy without little proof. Have you had an interview with this Mothman? I don't think so.
Would you rather hear Richard Gere tell you about it, though, in the movie?
There's a movie?
Yes, there is a film.
Oh no.
And fun fact, it was filmed near where I grew up.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it was filmed in Katanning, PA.
I'm being nice.
Frankie, do you think that counts as her not being nice?
I would say no,
What?
but
I didn't say anything mean.
no, I said no, that's not you not being nice. So that means you were being nice. But I think a yellow card should be issued. You get a warning.
That's not fair. I'm just...
You got close. You got close to the line there.
It's really hard for me to, ever since they filmed that movie in Pittsburgh with Taylor Lautner, it's really hard for me to imagine any movies filmed around here being good films.
They filmed some great movies in Pittsburgh.
Like what?
Dark Knight Rises.
All right, fair. It's very hard for me to think of Katanning. I don't know. But, you know what? I haven't seen the movie yet. Do we have a Rotten Tomatoes scoring?
I do not have that, but to be fair, I don't think this movie is hailed as a good film.
It's what you would call a cult classic.
So it's like Repo.
Repo's better.
Oh. Hannah, that is saying something. Thank you for, my interest has been quenched. Thank you. I'll be quiet.
Perhaps one day we will have a review of the Mothman prophecies, but today is not that day.
That's the name of the movie?
It's the name of the book.
It shares the name of the book.
Oh, wow. And it's just, the movie is just Mothman showing up at all of these horrible disasters?
No. How do I begin to describe this film?
You can't describe it.
You know what? We can watch it one of these days. I will.
Okay.
Maybe we'll
leave you in
game
suspense.
Night.
It has Richard Gere, and he goes around searching for Mothman, I guess.
Gerbil guy?
Yeah.
Alright, we don't have to define him by as gerbil guy. Deborah Messing is in it, too.
I love Deborah Messing. I like Deborah Messing, but it's very hard for me to not think of Richard Gere and associate him with gerbil.
Well, now you can associate him with moss.
Okay.
People to this day still claim to have seen a Mothman. In fact, when I was scrolling through the TikTok months ago, and I'm sorry because I did not write down the creator's name or handle, as this was like, well before I even began these notes. But this creator was reporting on recent Mothman sightings, and this was about 2 weeks before the 2024 presidential election. And the creator said Mothman had been sighted in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Why?
I don't know. He was just sighted in Lancaster.
He wanted to go to all those Amish shops. They make really good hard candy.
Fair.
He wanted to go see if anyone had hard candy of his face.
That would be cute. Little Mothman hard candy.
You can actually buy Mothman hard candy online.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I've seen people make Pokemon hard candies. It's amazing what people can do.
I know.
Frankie, do you want Pokemon hard candy or do you want a Mothman hard candy?
Both. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. All right. By the way, speaking of which, I did go to a candy store today that just happens to be a soda store today, and I picked up some really yummy sodas for soda pong on our game night. But I also picked up some really, really gross ones, like butter and grass and black olive.
I'm scared.
You should be.
Now, while Mothman is a West Virginia cryptid born and raised, he does love to travel, as we've seen, and he has seemingly moved out of West Virginia. Beginning in 2011, a rash of Mothman sightings have occurred in Chicago, Illinois. The sightings peaked around 2017. Now, I couldn't find a source to confirm this or even get an exact date, but apparently the first Chicago Mothman sighting was in 2011. A group of teens were walking home from seeing a film and saw Mothman in the late evening/early morning hours. That is what the Google AI brought up when I typed in a first Mothman sighting in Chicago. I do not know where it was pulling that information from, as I could not find that anywhere in my research.
I hope Google AI just made it up.
It might have. But what I could confirm was this. Beginning on April 7th, 2017, there were at least 21 reported Mothman sightings in Chicago. The first of these sightings occurred in Oz Park, and an anonymous woman was walking her dog through the park when she saw Mothman. She had the following to say. I saw a large man, probably 7 feet or taller, standing on the ground. It was solid black, but what really stood out were the large, and I do mean large, pair of wings that were folded behind him. This woman went on to report that the creature looked directly at her before spreading its wings and taking off. A lot of the following...
Would that be classified as, like, peacocking?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm just...
Possible.
I'm honestly not trying to be mean, but most animals do that as a way to attract females. So maybe Mothman just thought she was really attractive.
And then she screamed and ran away, and he said, okay, I'll go the opposite way. He understood consent.
Yeah, maybe he's like, well, not everybody's gonna, like, that's alright. Everybody strikes out now and then, Mothy, like, really kinda.
He's trying to pump himself up as he walks to the bar.
Yeah, so.
A lot of the next sightings ended up taking place near waterways and in the evening hours. Mothman must also really love public parks because a lot of these sightings took place in parks all around Chicago. And in the synopsis of today's episode, I will have a link to an interactive map that was created through Google, and it has nearly 200 eyewitness reports of the Mothman sightings in Chicago. In the fall of 2019, O'Hare National Airport became a Mothman sighting hotspot. Pilots, co-pilots, TSA agents, baggage handlers, air traffic controllers, security, all kinds of airport employees began seeing Mothman. The first of these reports came in from a pilot and co-pilot who saw something fly right in front of the cockpit window as the plane was being taxied off the runway. And I think it's important to mention that those who worked at the airport and saw Mothman were very reluctant to make these reports. These people were scared to say what they saw because they thought they could lose their job. And I feel that adds some credibility to all of these reports. And now for my favorite Chicago Mothman sighting. I like this one because it takes place in the broad daylight. It's Monday, July 24th, 2017. A man smoking a cigarette reported seeing Mothman. It was around 5 p.m., and this man was near the Willis Tower. He looks up, sees something near the top of the building that shouldn't be there, and then watches this thing jump from the roof of the building, plummet for a few seconds, and then open up its wings and glide off.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do a flip next time. Then I'll be impressed.
That would have been fun. Now, I could sit here and tell you countless more stories of Mothman, but I won't. Instead, I shall give you all some theories of what Mothman could be. We'll start with the most famous theory. Mothman is a sandhill crane, aka he's Moth Hill.
I'm sorry, what?
I just tried to combine Mothman and Sandhill together, and we got Moth Hill.
They're saying he's a bird?
Yep. Ever since he was first reported back in the 60s, people have just theorized that Mothman's just a bird.
Stupid. Stupid theory.
Sandhill cranes are roughly 3.2 to 3.9 feet tall with a wingspan anywhere between 5.9 to 6.5 feet wide.
Nowhere close to 10 feet.
Nowhere close to 10 feet. But what people think really sells this theory is the Sandhill crane's coloring. They're an ash gray with a bright red forehead, aka Mothman's exact colorings. Sandhill cranes... Go ahead.
Doesn't have a 10-foot wingspan.
They're big, but they're not Mothman big, so I don't buy it.
Unless, maybe we had a little accident with some chemicals, and then...
Ooh, put a pin in that.
Is this gonna be like the Joker situation? Like how the Joker was created? He fell into a bag of chemicals?
I don't know.
Batman threw a crane into some acid.
Oh my god.
To disprove the Sandhill crane theory even more, these birds are native to North America, but they tend to live in the southern states like Florida and Texas during the winter, and they live up north in states like Alaska in the spring and summer. They're not seen in West Virginia all too often, but it's not impossible.
How often are they seen in Russia, though?
Ooh, a good question. I did not look into that. The next theory is that Mothman is a giant owl. Specifically, a giant barn owl.
Barn owls are creepy looking.
That's not nice, Frankie. They're adorable.
Alright, you can spend some time with one then.
I would love to, actually.
Have one just hanging out in the corner of your room at night.
The main reason people say Mothman could be an owl is because of an owl's eyes. When caught in light, they have a red eye shine, so they assume that Roger Scarberry, just deer in the headlights, an owl, and it had bright red eyes because of the eye shine. Personally, I don't buy into this theory all too much. I think if I saw an owl at night, I would know it was an owl. Sure, they can be larger birds, but they're not Mothman sized. They do have a big ass wingspan, and like a male barn owl can have a wingspan of 50 inches, but they're only a foot tall. That's not Mothman size.
Owl on stilts. Didn't think about that, did you?
No, I didn't think a circus owl was in the woods of West Virginia.
He escaped the circus.
Now, Frankie, what was that theory you had that I told you to put a pin in?
Nuclear waste.
Mothman is a mutated animal. The area where Mothman was first seen was the site of a former World War II munitions plant. The area was where people created and stored explosives. And yes, I do mean bombs. And when that plant closed, all that shit, all those chemicals and other materials were not properly disposed of.
Of course not.
That shit likely went into the wildlife's food supply and water sources. So who knows what exactly happened to all the animals out there? And who's to say a bird didn't become giant and have glowing red eyes? The idea of Mothman being some big mutated sandhill crane doesn't sound all too far-fetched to me.
And then he decided to become a hero by warning people.
Yes. I have 3 more theories before we end today's episode. If you don't subscribe to Mothman being an animal, then these next theories are for you. We'll start with, it's just a joke, bro. I feel this one's pretty self-explanatory. There is a theory out there that someone dressed up as Mothman to prank the Scarberries and Mallets back in the 1960s. Seeing as the couples went to the police right away, the theory goes that whoever this pranker was is then either too scared or too embarrassed to come forward. The prank has since continued to snowball with more and more people dressing up and faking Mothman sightings, which there are some confirmed reports of this exact scenario happening. Next up, we have the idea that Mothman isn't real, he never was real, and he's, in fact, the result of mass hysteria. Boring, yawning, sloppy, lazy. I don't like this theory. It gives nothing, really. You can say this about any cryptid. But I have one more theory, and one that I find very, very interesting.
Hit me with it. Let's go. I'm ready.
Mothman is a banshee.
Can we go back to the mass hysteria theory?
Why?
Mothman's a banshee.
Yeah.
You seem insulted by this.
Listen, obviously I don't think Mothman's real. But I'll bend around with Mothman being real. Have some fun with it. I'm not doing these ghosts. Get these fucking ghosts out of here.
A banshee isn't a ghost, Franklin.
They're ghost-like.
They're not ghosts. West Virginia had lots of Scottish and Irish immigrants move to the area back in ye olden days, and one bit of famous folklore from Ireland and Scotland is the banshee. Banshees are often regarded as heralds of oncoming death and or destruction.
Or did the
They are
banshee
also
migrate
said
over?
to have glowing red eyes.
Did they migrate over during the potato famine? What's going on there?
It's possible. When doing my research, I came across a documentary entitled The Mothman Legacy. The filmmaker Seth Breedlove came up with the theory that Mothman is a banshee. Someone brought a banshee from either Scotland or Ireland when they immigrated to West Virginia, and, well, to take the theory one step further, said banshee got infected by dangerous chemicals thanks to the World War II ammunitions plant.
Not chemicals.
I think I've done it. I think I've cracked the case. I think it's mutated banshee.
Of course, Hannah, you're correct.
Thank you.
I don't think you're correct.
It's 2 against 1, Franklin.
I don't care. Get this fucking banshee out of here.
What do you think it is, then?
And a circus owl. I already said that.
8th mystery theory, circus owl.
It's a barn owl on stilts.
No. It's mutated banshee. Amanda, do you have any possible theory other than mutated banshee?
I like the Joker one.
Oh, that Batman threw a fucking bird into the...
A bird and a moth and a man all together into a vat. Yes.
I will have all 3 of these theories on our Instagram stories. You can vote for which one you think it is.
Circus owl.
Does this circus owl, like, sing the circus song, you know, like, da 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 da?
No, he just screeches like an owl.
Oh, okay.
His ability is stilts, not singing. I just want to say, there's a lot of Mothman fanfic on AO3. 167 works.
Yeah,
You
I
wanna,
don't...
You want to know what the most recent work is?
I'm scared, but okay.
They're smutty, too.
I know they are.
Well,
I
the
did
most
a whole...
recent one on Archive of Our Own is from January 14th of this year, of 2025.
Ooh, that was, what, a week ago?
Yeah, no, 5 days ago.
5 days, a business week ago?
It's called Flavortown Prophecies, and it's it's rated explicit, so I guess it's smutty, but
God.
it is at least a slash fic of Mothman and Guy Fieri.
I want to read it, but I'm scared.
It's only 590 words.
I do not want to read it.
Alright, I'm gonna open it up.
Okay, you do that. You be brave for us all.
It's 590 words.
I'll expect a book report come morning.
Who wrote this? Hissin and Kissin Pod wrote this.
Alright.
Oh, Mothman can talk in this one.
Cool.
He can speak the English language. Oh, they do have sex. They do have sex. Mothman fucks Guy Fieri.
Back in 2024, I did a post where I gave book recs based on your favorite cryptid. I waded through a lot of cryptid smut. I knew it was there. I didn't know it was that popular of a subculture.
What's the first one ever published? Oh no, Archive of Our Own. It's saying I can't. I'm using it too much because I read the fucking Mothman smut, so it won't load the page.
It's probably like, maybe you should take a break from reading fanfic.
Yeah, I didn't want to read it, but I did. I made
If you're
a
at
mistake.
Mothman / Guy Fieri smut, I think you've had too much internet.
I really hope the next it still won't load. I want to know how many Mothman / Guy Fieri fics there are now. I wasn't expecting that when I clicked on the link. I wasn't expecting the first one to be a Mothman fucks Guy Fieri fanfic. Oh, here's one where he fucks Ronald Reagan and the Duolingo owl.
What?
There's one there, yep. Fun fact,
I think you've had too much internet today, Frankie.
In this one, one of the tags, it says that the Duolingo owl is a sub in the relationship, so.
Ah, that is incorrect.
Yeah, no, that's not right.
You think the Duolingo owl would top the Mothman?
Yeah, with a knife.
Duolingo owl is a dom. Well, to end today's episode, you can also go visit Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and see the iconic caked-up Mothman statue. It was created by Bob Roach back in 2003, the year after the Mothman Prophecies film was released. And you, too, can take a picture of Mothman's metallic ass and post it on Instagram. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend doing so.
Hannah went to see it.
We did see it. I touched the butt. I tapped the shiny hiney.
By the way, there are two. There are two Guy Fieri / Mothman fanfics on my website.
Are they both by the same person?
No, they're not. One, as I said, is by Hissin and Kissin Pod. The other one is by the account Mothman is Real. I think Mothman wrote that as like a self-insert kind of thing.
Maybe. Well, listeners, I guess you can go read Mothman smut on AO3 if you want.
Don't do it. Don't, actually.
Go do it. Only if you want to.
No, don't do it. Don't want to. If you want to, the FBI agent who's looking at your phone should maybe drop like some ads for therapy.
Maybe buy some Mothman merch online. He has taken over the internet in recent years. You can find Mothman, your friendly neighborhood cryptid, on everything from art prints, magnets, t-shirts and skater dresses, to plushies, hard candy, notebooks, and sexy Halloween costumes. And with that, we've reached the end of Cryptid Corner. Amanda, Frankie, any final thoughts on Mothman before we go?
Big fan. Huge fan. of
Very,
Mothman.
very well done, Hannah.
Thank you.
My internet browsing history says I'm a huge fan of Mothman as well. So
It's okay to admit you're into monster fucking.
I think I'm not, but I think I've irrevocably damaged the advertisements I'm going to get for a while.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of work to get rid of those ads. Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you, Hannah, for leading us on this journey.
You led us on a different journey, Frankie.
Yeah, I regret it now, to be fair. I was just looking for some fun images of Mothman, and I typed in Mothman, and that was a pretty early result on Google when you type in Mothman was the AO3 page. Anyway, Amanda, what are we doing next week? You're in charge.
I am in charge. Hold on. I have to look at what's next week. Give me a second.
Next week, we're just vamping.
It's just a off-the-cuff episode.
We're
We
going to
have
do
no
a
topic.
dramatic Mothman /fic reading.
Aha, it's melody time.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
we just do that one?
No,
we did one is fancy free that you didn't watch.
it's another fucking anthology film.
But I think it's the last
this one has
right?
Pegos Bill. This one, I love Melody Time. It has the bird that you fucking hate.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for hyping up the film by saying, hey, remember that bird you hated from Three Caballeros? He's back.
I love him. So it's a great.
Araquan bird.
Great for me.
Jesus Christ.
Is this the last anthology film?
Let me check.
When do we get to watch The Shaggy Dog?
Give me a second.
When do we then get to watch the sequel to The Shaggy Dog, where the Shaggy Dog becomes a lawyer, the Shaggy DA?
I think this is the last anthology film in a while. Although, would you count Ichabod and Mr. Toad as anthology?
Yes.
Then no.
But that's a good one.
Yeah, at least it's like actual stories.
It's Melody Time, then So Dear to My Heart.
What the fuck is that?
It's live action.
Oh,
no. And then it's Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And then it's Cinderella.
Oh my god. A movie people recognize.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Melody Time. And I love Melody Time.
We're so far away from Shaggy Dog. Came out in
We are.
1959.
Yeah, we're a while away. I wasn't going to tell you that.
Shaggy DA didn't come out until 1976. The dog is a lawyer, guys. I don't think you understand.
He had to go through law school. That's why the sequel took forever.
That's true.
Is that
Took him a while to pass the bar.
Is that why you wanted to become a lawyer? Because of this dog?
No, definitely not.
Uh-huh.
I'm excited to watch this movie. I sure am. Oh, sorry, I was talking about the Shaggy Dog still. I'm not excited about Melody Time.
You hurt my feelings. You know that?
Not excited about Melody Time. But like I said, we're getting every movie we watch one step closer to the Shaggy Dog.
One step closer to the Disney Renaissance.
One step closer to the Love Bug. Beep beep. That's Herbie beeping. In case you weren't aware.
I think this wraps up this episode.
All right, next week we're gonna review Melody Time, continuing our Disney journey with Amanda. That's the end of this episode. Let's take care of business and wrap up. As of recording, we are on YouTube and Spotify. If you are listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for a notification so you know when each episode is uploaded. If you're listening to us on Spotify, remember to follow the show, leave a rating and a review, and answer the poll question. It's just a simple, do you believe in Mothman? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Whether you listen to us on YouTube or Spotify, be sure to share the show. We enjoy doing it for you guys, and we would like you to get the word out to other people. If you would like to send us an email with comments about the show, idea topics, topic ideas. I can't speak. Topic ideas for an episode or fan questions that you would like us to answer. You can do that by sending us an email over at
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled Hear.
if you would like to see amazing artwork done by Amanda, funny memes created by Hannah, and images from the episodes that we talk about, you can do so over on our Instagram page, which is
Nothing to see here pod.
that is all for tonight's episode. We hope you enjoyed another edition of Cryptid Corner with Hannah. Join us next time for the continuation of the Disney series as Amanda takes us through Melody Time. So goodbye and good night. It's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
Go scroll on your TikTok.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.